Good morning, everyone. Hold on a second. Now look at the chat. I'm trying to clean my daggone glasses. I bought new glasses and forget to wear them. Pretty bad. Okay. Now I think I can see. Jean, Lisa, Katie, Misty, Faithful One, Jamie, Kat, Mandy, Hall, Booze Love, Cement Shoes. Happy Monday, everyone. Cement Shoes says, morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. Happy Monday. If there is such a thing, well, I think there is such a thing. Happy Monday. Happy Tuesday. Hey, Wilson family. April sunset. Hope everyone had a good weekend. It's a pretty relaxing weekend. I guess Mark decided to get on the telephone outside my bedroom window here. God almighty. Man. So annoying. I'm looking for my pen, y'all. Hey, Cheryl. I thought we'd talk a little bit about Joe Exotic, Jeff Lowe's sorry ass, Carol's crazy ass, and we're going to look on Crime Online, look at the true crime. Because there was a lot that went on over the weekend. I couldn't fit all that in the title. Let's get, hold on just one second. So, I think I actually mentioned this Friday, but I don't think we talked a lot about it. But Jeff Lowe is being investigated. PETA is on his ass. There's some pictures that surfaced. I have the pictures. This man abuses his animals. He neglects his animals at the zoo. I signed the damn petition to have the animals took from him and put in a real sanctuary. As they say, I always loved Garfield, the cat cartoons that I was a kid. Garfield hated Mondays and spiders. I like Garfield cement shoes. Breaking the silence. Hey, hon, how are you? Hey, Mac. Verbal. Yeah, if anyone wants the link to the petition, I can give it to you. I think I've got it. If not, I can get it. I just shared it a little while ago. Hold on a minute. Let me get it out of somewhere. We're going to look at the pictures. Let me look at the pictures first, then I'll look and find that link because it's going to take me a second. His animals are covered in flies because he doesn't clean out the enclosures. He doesn't buy fly spray, things, to help the situation. Jeff Lowe wants to blame it on the horse ranch across from his property. Why do I keep hitting the wrong thing here? Jesus, go into my files. It always happens when I try to find pictures uploaded. So annoying. Right here's one, I think. see if I can screen share. Well, it might help to open it up first. Then screen share. It's not wanting to screen share my files. That's so weird. If not, I'm going to have to pull them up. Every time I pull them up and go click screen share, it closes them out. It's so weird. Okay, so that's okay. Let me see. Yeah, one of the tigers, it's a tiger lion one. Its ear's about to rot off. It's not been treated. Its ear will not only rot off, but it will get infection in its bloodstream. Let's see if we can find these pictures. I think here's one of them. Let me screen share. They live in filth. So there's one of them. Tiger. I think this is a liger is what it is. It's got a big old gash on its leg. Looks like they live in filth. There's more pictures though. It's not yet. Let me get out of this. Let me go to TMZ. They should have all the pics. This man, he is no better than Joe Exotic. No better. He's worse. He's a lot worse than Joe. Oh, right here it is, guys. This sorry piece of crap. I'd like to just wring his damn neck for him over these animals. Oh, but he's the next Tiger King, according to him. He's going to have the best zoo in the United States. Bull crap. Is it screen sharing, guys? Let me see if I can get caught up. It should be. I don't see it on my phone, though. I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell's wrong with YouTube. StreamYards. Okay, there it's showing. See, I'll be screen sharing on my Chromebook, and I'll look at my phone, and it won't be showing up. It's crazy. Okay, those poor animals. He can't even buy stuff to spray on their wounds. It doesn't look like this has been doctored any at all. Some of these animals actually have the mange. They got just rotted food inside their enclosures, flies swarming everywhere, feces everywhere. So sad. These poor animals that belong in the wild. And there's a gash, that big gash on that. That looks like a young liger. They shouldn't even be making ligers. Okay, so Jeff Lowe says the GW Zoo spends thousands a month on medications for lions, tigers, and other animals, along with fly repellent. Well, it damn sure don't look like it, buddy. Problem is, Lowe says most repellents can also be harmful to animals. So they have to be careful. Well, they make natural repellents and stuff. I have seen it for flies and stuff at Tractor Supply. I buy it for my goat. There's other things that he could do, like making like a fire and kind of smoking it around the area. I saw that on a video. This person tried that out in the field with their horses, just like a little small campfire, and just made it to where, it really wasn't flaming, it was just smoking. And that really helped a lot. Jeff Lowe don't give a damn. It is all about money for him. He doesn't like those animals. He doesn't really care about them. He acted like a jackass on his last interview with the local news station. I think I got that on my phone, actually. Let me get out this. I think that was all the pictures. That receipt that's showing that he bought fly spray and stuff like that is probably fake. It's probably forged. I can't stand Jeff Lowe and his little woman, Lauren. She gets on my nerves, too. She thinks she knows it all. She's nothing more than a little child to me. It's the way I look at her. Makes me mad, too. Wilson family, I have horses. We have fly control. Yeah, there's fly control for horses. I grew up with farm animals. My uncles, they still have horses. They put them in shows and do all that. But there's things that you can get. Sometimes some of that fly spray doesn't work. Because I know we only have one life. She comes in here and she has horses. I think she has ponies. But she was having trouble keeping the flies off of hers. And, she'd bought things to do it. Some of that stuff just don't work. But he has not tried to do anything. Did you see that tiger's ear, lion, whatever it was? Its ear is rotting off. I'd say that is really, really painful. If you've ever had like an abscess or anything, it's painful. He's a pervert con man. Yeah, he just wanted Lauren to have a baby so he could have a hot-looking nanny. He was on video saying that. He was looking at Instagram for hot nannies. It's very sad. I hope they take all his damn animals from him. Every one of them. But see, the problem is it could take up to 5 years of investigating to do anything to him to confiscate his animals. Is what they were saying in that news clip. But there is a lady that actually runs a non-profit sanctuary in California, Lion, Tigers, and Bears, I believe it's called. She is the one she's hot and heavy after Jeff Lowe now. She's the one that started that petition. And I'm familiar with her sanctuary. It's a nice place. It's nothing like Carole Baskin's. She's nothing like Carole Baskin at all. Carole Baskin blocked me on her channel for asking a question. I just wanted to know why she did videos and talked poorly about her husband that's missing. That's all. That's a question. She didn't like it. We're going to talk about that for a second. Now she's come out and said Dawn abused her. Dawn abused her. She comes out with these short little clips. I think one's like 25 seconds, one's like 50-some seconds, talking about Dawn. Dawn took a check, didn't tell her he took it and cashed it. And then the next one, Dawn abused her. She went through hell living with Dawn. I mean, he could have. I don't believe it. I believe she's the abuser. She doesn't fool me with her little videos. She tries to paint him in a bad light and herself as the victim. I see right through that. Why is she doing that for on YouTube? Like, right there's the motive for her for why she got rid of Don. If she did kill him or had anything to do with his disappearance. That woman thinks she's got money and she can do whatever she wants. She can just go around sue people, threaten them to shut them up. She's not going to shut me up. I'm going to talk about Dawn's disappearance for the rest of my life, probably until it's solved. Probably not going to be solved, though. Hey, Meow Meow. What did she say? Let's go take a quick listen. We'll just play the audio. Hold on. Let me get off my chat because I'm using my phone to look at the chat. Carole freaking Baskin. Let's pull her up here. Uh-oh. When you pull Carole Baskin up, it pulls my video up. Okay. I can't get in trouble for a 47-second video.
1996. While eating breakfast, Don admitted that he stole a closing check for $24,000 that I would not be able to deposit it.
Mm-hmm.
He said he did not want me to pay any bills unless he authorized them, and to leave me with no money in the bank was the only way he could. I asked him if it had been intentional that he had drained my accounts of nearly $90,000 in the past couple of months so that he...
Your accounts, Carole? I got to pause for a second. Your accounts? You mean yours and Don's accounts? It's his money too, lady.
Now do this to me, and he said it was intentional.
Well,
he chooses really strange times not to lie. We weren't fighting. He was just telling me all of this as calmly as you can imagine.
Well, shake your head. Who cares? She's sitting there shaking her head. Okay, well, let's play the next one. I don't think you can strike somebody's channel for playing like 47-second clip here.
November 2nd, 1996. The Runaway Children's Foundation came out to tour the facility with several of the kids. They thought it would be inspirational for the kids to see that I, a runaway myself, had managed to do so much good with my life.
Yeah.
Dawn disappeared for the day. Little did the children know that...
Did you hear how she said that? Dawn disappeared for the day. Because Dawn's always the bad one.
I was enduring greater abuse in my marriage than was ever experienced in my childhood.
Wah. We all got bad childhoods, lady. Had bad marriages, too. My ex-husbands aren't missing, though. I'm not on YouTube bashing someone that's missing. She is ridiculous. I mean, I just don't understand why she comes out with these videos talking crap about Don. He's not here to defend himself. As far as I'm concerned, it's a bunch of hogwash. We don't know if what she's saying is true. Did he abuse her? Did she abuse him? We know for a fact she's a homewrecker. Hey, Shug. Thanks for asking about me, love you. Well, I get to missing you when you don't pop in. Shug's been around for a long time. She's a good lady. Katie, if you know how much I despise Carole. When I saw that video the other night, it really ruffled my feathers. And especially seeing that bobcat picture in her background. Bobcats belong in the wild. Just like the rest of those tigers. Those big cats do. She didn't rescue that bobcat. I guarantee she didn't. I got bobcats that live down in my woods. There's bobcats in Florida in the wild. So why does she have one? Why did she have an endangered snow leopard too? At Big Cat Rescue. An endangered snow leopard. She's ridiculous. She thinks she's the Mother Teresa of big cats, and she's not. I don't hear any passion in her voice when she talks about cats. She has a lot of passion in her voice when she's putting down Dawn, though. Lots. I've been a little depressed. It was my grandson's birthday that passed away, and I just get depressed around that time. Thank you for asking about me. It made me, besides, it's time to get up and stop. Oh, Shug, prayers, hon. Come in here and chat with us more. If you're feeling lonesome or down in the dumps. Even though we're talking about true crime, to get your mind off of it. I don't like that any of those folks make lagers. I don't either, Mac, because I just, it's possibility that could happen in the wild, but not very likely. I did know of an incident where a grizzly bear and a polar bear mated, and they had a cub, and the only reason I know about it is because it made the newspapers because a man thought he was shooting a grizzly bear, and it looked like a grizzly bear until you got up close, and then it looked like a polar bear, and come find it out, it was a hybrid. Yeah, they were trying to find the shit out of him for shooting a polar bear, but it was a hybrid. But most of the time, they stay with their own kind. And those ligers are like 1,000 pounds, over 1,000 pounds, way taller than I am for sure. I mean, they are giants. It's not natural. And they do it just to make money off of them. That's why they make those lagers. And the white tigers, there are Siberian white tigers in the wild. Very few, but there are white tigers in the wild. But the white tigers like that we see here in the United States and in zoos, they have been bred to be white like that. And most of them come out with birth defects. And they'll be blind or not be able to see. And they will put them down. These tiger breeders will. And they will only keep the white tigers that are healthy. Don't have any birth defects. I wonder what it does to them emotionally. Well, it would have to kill an animal's soul to be caged up. Think about it. Sometimes I feel bad about my chickens being in the chicken lot, and plus they got their trampoline run. But I do that for their own protection. If I let my chickens just roam around free graze, they would be killed one by one. But with the tigers and stuff, it's totally different than having chickens. I mean, it's just totally different. Tremaine, I've been wondering about you. Thank you for the super chat, sweetie. Thank you so much. I'll put that up on the screen. I'm just looking at the top chat, so I'm not ignoring anybody if I'm missing your comment. I got a cough. But anyhow, before we get off Carole Baskin, I'd just like to say Carole is making herself look really bad. To me, it's really dumb of her to get on social media and post a video putting down her missing husband. She is giving police a motive. He was abusive to her. He was getting ready to divorce her. She didn't like how he did. He was tightwad, with the money. She didn't like how he did over the money and stuff. There's the motive. If he would have divorced her, she wouldn't have got very much, I don't think. She wanted it all. She probably would have got quite a bit, but she wanted it all. Hey, Very Mary. I mean, mixing genetics, influencing emotions. Yeah, Mac, I know what you're saying. I never thought about that. But I bet it would mess with their emotions, being half lion, half tiger. That's just not natural. I don't believe that would happen in the wild. Be very rare. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible, I guess. That grizzly bear and polar bear mated, that's for sure. And I can prove that to you. I don't know if any of y'all remember it in the news, but there is actually a news article about it. They finally sent that bear off for DNA testing and determined it was a polar bear and grizzly bear hybrid. So maybe lions and tigers, it's a possibility they could do that too in the wild. But these people are deliberately doing it. And I would say some of those probably the ligers come out with birth defects too. I'm not sure about that, but I do know the white tigers do. I also heard that when there comes out, when they're trying to get white tiger cubs, if there's a regular tiger in the litter, they'll put them down too. Look what they do to breed dogs. Yeah, there's all kinds of different types of mixed breed dogs. And a lot of those, like the Labradoodles, they are awesome dogs, but I think they have some health problems because of that. Hey, Light Feather. So let's see what else is going on in crime online. Let's see if there's anything about a stupid Lori Vallow. Here's something. News Channel 9. Sister of mum, whose 2 children were found dead, publishes Facebook post saying she was wrong. Oh, we didn't know that. Did she do another Facebook post, Lori's sister? I didn't particularly care for her statement she put out. She was kind of smart aleck in it. Okay. Let's see what it says. Oh, it's talking about the same statement where she says, "We have prayed for the truth to come to light, but we never thought it would look like this," she said. Bull crap. You had to know something bad was wrong. I know there are people waiting for me to admit I was wrong. If that's all you want to know, here it is. I am wrong. I am extremely imperfect person that loved my family with all my heart and wanted to believe the best in them and held out hope for the best possible outcome. Bullcrap. Her and her mom, they should have been demanding answers from Lori Vallow, but instead they defended her. You can't tell me that they never had the thought that something bad was wrong. The kids were nowhere to be found. Lori's off honeymooning in Hawaii, living her best life, and the kids are nowhere to be found, and they weren't suspicious of that. Come on now, how dumb! Oh my gosh, these people are so dumb. It says Lori Daybell's best friend Melanie Gibb has been cooperating with authorities for months, according to documents written by Rexburg Police Lieutenant Ron Ball. Gibb is the last known person to have seen JJ alive when she was visiting Lori at her apartment in Idaho last September. I thought she saw JJ in Rexburg. I think they're mixed up here because right below it, it says, Gibb further reports. When she arrived in Rexburg, Lori Vallow informed her that JJ Vallow had become a zombie. Gibb further reports the term zombie refers to an individual whose mortal spirit has left their body and their body is now the host of another spirit. I cannot believe this woman actually was buying into that crap right there. And I can't believe she didn't take action. Lori saying stuff like that to her friend should have clued her in. There's something not right with Lori. We need to try to get her help. She should have contacted CPS. Because comments like that show someone is very, very mentally unstable, possibly a paranoid schizophrenic, maybe worse. Let me see what y'all are saying. I hate StreamYards don't show the live chat, and you have to use another device to look at the chat and try to read stuff. It's a lot. I detest hoary shallows and flap dumbbell. Great names, KDF. Yeah, these people are nuts. Completely nuts. I think she knows a lot more than what she has let on. I think Melanie Gibb or Melanie Bedreau, Lori's niece, I believe she knew the kids were dead. I heard that Melanie Bedreau actually flew to Hawaii and visited Chad and Lori. I don't know if that is 100% true, but I did read that in an article. I think Gibb is in love with Dumbbell, or was. Burble, that maybe. That's a good theory. That's a good possibility. Dumbbell really ticks me off. Yeah, he knew everything that he told Lori and Melanie, all that spiritual, those visions. He knew all that was bullcrap. He knew it. He's just one of those sick cult leaders. You know, the cult leaders, they always know the things that they are telling these people is bullcrap. They always know. There may be a couple that actually believe their own hogwash. I do too believe she knew way more. Yeah. Didn't Gibb fly there too? I'm not sure if Melanie Gibb flew to Hawaii, but I did read that Melanie Bedreau did. If it hadn't been for her husband, her ass would be in jail too. I'm wondering what's going on with Suzanne Morphew's case. I've been looking for updates and looking for updates, and I really don't see any. There was something from 4 days ago. Family of missing Colorado mom Suzanne Morphew says they are still holding out hope for her safe return. 6 weeks after she went missing on a Mother's Day bike ride, as volunteers continued to search. Well, we don't know if she actually went on that bike ride or not, because there has been reports that her brakes was locked up on that bike. I didn't want to believe that Barry was involved at first, but I'm real suspicious of him now. I'm not going to outright accuse him, but I'm just giving him the side eye. And one reason is because we know how these cases go most of the time. It's someone that they're in a relationship with or were in a relationship with. I think the husband killed her. They're keeping closed-lipped. Well, I mean, it's went through my brain. Maybe he didn't actually do the murder. Maybe he got someone else to. That's went through my head. It's also went through my head. Maybe he didn't do it at all. Maybe it's one of those crazy cases where she's got she had a stalker, a silent stalker that she didn't know about. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Let me go get some coffee real quick. My apologies. I know this is rude. Sorry, guys. Let me look at the chat second. See what y'all are saying. So what do you guys think? I know there's some of y'all that think Barry's involved. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Barry Morphew's involved in Suzanne's disappearance. I don't know if he is. Usually I can kind of predict some of these cases pretty good. But this one, I cannot. I couldn't really read his body language and stuff because he kind of, the way he speaks and stuff kind of reminds me of Mark a little bit. But I will say this, if I was missing, Mark would be frantic and you would be able to tell it. But Mark can kind of come off as not showing emotion sometimes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So most of y'all think 1. Yeah. I don't know what to think. My heart's not wanting to believe it, but my head's telling me that he's involved. I guess is the way I should put it. It's just going to be so sad for his kids. Their mom's gone, then to find out their dad's responsible for it, if he is responsible. Tremaine, here is another 10 because I upgraded from cool kids to Playboy overnight. Oh, Tremaine, you crack me up. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. You rock. Thank you, thank you. He speaks like Scott Peterson. Oh, I never thought about that, KDF. Hey, Lissa. Lissa thinks he did. Everybody thinks he did, and here I'm like not wanting to believe it. Like this case is like different, you know. For me, it is than like Fotis Doulos' or Jennifer Doulos' case. I had kind of some evidence to base my opinion and theories on. I don't have much to go on here. For once, I would like for the husband not to be involved. You know, but it's not looking like that's the way it's going to be. I keep trying to tell myself they were together like high school sweethearts, I guess. Maybe he wasn't involved. Barry's ego kills me. Yeah. They say he was hard to work with. There's been a couple of people that's come out and that was worked with him. It's like he was an asshole. But sometimes when you're running jobs like that, you gotta be. Or people will be slacking on their work and stuff. I think he was definitely a man that's totally in control. Totally in control. I believe they probably had an old-fashioned relationship, which there is nothing wrong with that. I have that going on myself, but yeah. And I wonder if he really did have an affair. I've heard rumors of that. Then I heard there was no proof of that. I bet he looks like the biggest asshole I've ever seen. I bet he could be hateful. I think I'm just not wanting to believe it mainly because of the girls, their daughters. Their mom is gone. They don't know what happened to her. And then, you know, what if their dad's charged? It comes out that he was involved. It's going to be so much worse on them. It's already bad. Yep, it's crazy. There's so many men killing their wives. I don't want to believe it. I know. I thought, you know, it's possible. I mean, just because that's a small town doesn't mean that bad things don't go on there. There's crazy people everywhere. It's possible she could have had someone that got obsessed with her, seen her out in town, thought she was a good-looking woman, caught her out bike riding and grabbed her. That's a possibility. Anything's possible. But more than likely, it was someone that She knew on a personal level. It's what it seems like to me. It's I look for it to come out like it's proven he was having an affair. Comes out they were having marriage problems. She asked for a divorce. That wouldn't surprise me if that comes out either. I've had so many thoughts about this case. Just don't know what to think. Michelle. Hey, Michelle P. I feel bad for the 3 daughters as well. Is there 3 of them very married? I thought there was 2. You might be right. I can pinpoint it almost every time because I can look into the psychological part of it. Yeah. Sometimes, yes, you just have to be. But while saying that, my husband has a construction company, and he has never had issues like this guy has. Yeah. Well, you got to, I think jobs run more smoothly when everybody's getting along and you don't got a hostile boss. Everybody's just doing their job. He doesn't care anything about his kids because he had it done on Mother's Day. So he was supposedly in Denver, out of town. I guess he had a hotel room. Now, I'm sure they have checked his alibi. I'd love to know how all that checked out. But just because his phone may have showed that he was in Denver in a hotel room don't mean he was in that hotel room. His phone could have been left on. I could leave my phone on right now playing videos on YouTube, leave, go commit a crime and say, oh, I didn't do it. My alibi was I was at home, check my phone. No. Ways around all that. I tell you what, I've had a suspicion about his nephew. Here's my thought. I was like, what if Barry got his nephew to do it while Barry was out of town in Denver? That went through my mind. I'm not accusing anybody. It's just, I'm just saying thoughts that I've had about the case. Because the nephew was, I don't know, he was the one that started that GoFundMe for Suzanne. And he was the one that actually told the news about the bicycle. And the police weren't happy about that. So the nephew quit talking to the media. Now I think the GoFundMe is ran by Barry's mother, maybe. Cheryl, I think Barry is the hostile boss. Yeah, that don't surprise me. I'm not sure how old his nephew is. Probably 30s. He lives there. Yeah, Lisa, it's just a thought that I had. Hey, TC. I could not stand Barry. I was that way over Fotis Dulos June. I still can't stand that man. I don't know if they're ever going to find Jennifer's body. I have racked my brain what he could have done with her body. So many possibilities. Did they take Barry's truck? I'm not sure if they did or not. I saw some kind of video on Plunder about someone making a 911 call from the Morphew residence, but I got busy and didn't click on the video. I don't know where that girl gets all that info from, but she gets information like that before the media does. Oh gosh, guys, I think they found that missing soldier from Fort Hood. I'm probably not going to pronounce her name right. Vanessa Golan, something like that. Okay. They were found, unidentified remains were found on Saturday in Killing, Texas, as crews continued their search for missing Fort Hood soldier Vanessa. I'm not going to pronounce her last name because I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Okay, so her remains were found in the same area where Gregory Morales's remains were found earlier this month. And he disappeared from Fort Hood in August 2019. Gosh, I'm going to have to look up how to pronounce her name. It's driving me crazy. Hold on a minute. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Poor girl. Does someone have something against soldiers? Could this be a coincidence? They both were from, what did it say, Fort Hood? Let me get off my YouTube so I can look up how to pronounce her name. Yes, they did take the GPS from his truck. Well, they are keeping a tight lip on this on Suzanne's case. That's for sure. Let me see how to pronounce this.
Gillen.
Gillen. Okay.
Gillen.
So you pronounce her name, Vanessa Gillen. Okay.
Gillen.
Well, crap, we got it. Be quiet. So he disappeared, Gregory Morales, August 2019. When did she disappear? She just disappeared a couple months ago, I think. She disappeared April 22nd, 2020. And she was last seen around 1 p.m. at a parking lot of the Regimental Engineer Squadron Headquarters, 3rd Cavalry Regiment in Fort Hood. She left behind her car keys, barracks room key, identification card, and wallet in the arms room where she works. She was also called in on her day off, but it's unclear who called her in or why. It's another soldier. I guarantee it. It's another soldier. She knew this person. That's why she left her room key behind and everything. She probably planned on going and talking to him for a second and returning to her barracks. Is what I'm thinking. Could be wrong. I never would have thought her name would have been pronounced Gillen, though, the way it's spelled. I'm bad at pronunciation. Well, I hope that really is her remains, so her family can get some closure. They can figure out what happened to her and try to get who's responsible for this. I mean, that's a little bit of too much of a coincidence. 2 soldiers found dead around the same area. Come on. Maybe she knew something about Gregory's disappearance or something. Who knows? She's a beautiful girl, though. I know that. I was just looking at her picture. Really, really pretty girl. They'll find who did this. Did y'all see that story out of Oklahoma where a woman puts a 5-year-old girl in a chokehold for throwing sand on her? And there's a man that tries to intervene and she stabbed him. Yeah. See if I can find her picture. She's crying in her mugshot. She wasn't crying when she was doing that chokehold on that little kid, was she? People kill me. Let's see if I can pull it up. Why would you choke a kid for throwing sand on you? That just blows my mind. Hold on, let me let it load up here. Oh, there's her picture. Yeah, she's crying. She went to jail. I've not read this whole article, so we'll read it. I just glanced at it this morning. Let me screen share it. Let me take down my banner first, or comment. Okay. So here, this crazy lady is. Oklahoma woman puts 5-year-old girl in chokehold for throwing sand on her, stabs man who intervened. Oklahoma deputies jailed a woman Friday for putting a 5-year-old girl in a chokehold, then stabbing a man who tried to get her away from the child. Oh my gosh, I'll never pronounce this lake. It's a lake in northwest Tulsa. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Roger County deputies responded to a call about a stabbing and were told by witnesses that Kieta Daniels grabbed the girl and put her in a chokehold after she threw sand on her. John Reed Bask then grabbed Daniels and tried to pull her off the little girl, but Daniels took out a pocket knife and stabbed him multiple times. Deputies found a pocket knife on the scene that matched a description given by witnesses. Daniels was arrested on charges of child abuse, domestic assault, and battery with a dangerous weapon, and domestic by strangulation. She's being held on a $151,000 bond. The relationship between the little girl Daniels and Reed Bass wasn't given by Rogers County Sheriff's Office, nor was Reed Bask's condition. Well, it sounds like they knew each other, considering one of her charges, what was it? Domestic? Child abuse, domestic assault, and battery with a dangerous weapon, and domestic by strangulation. So I would say that probably the little girl or the child that was choked is her kid. More than likely. What a piece of crap. Some people don't need kids. I mean, it's sand. What does sand hurt? You got to teach kids not to do things like that. You say, no, you don't throw sand at people. It can get in your eyes. You don't grab kids and choke them. Crazy thing. Oh, let's look at this crazy guy's picture. I guess this he looks like he is a real wackadoo. Look at those crazy eyes. But he's been smoking meth. Authorities in Oklahoma are searching for a suspect they believed opened fire during a traffic stop, shooting and critically injuring 2 Tulsa police officers. David Warr, I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, David Warr. They stopped him around 3 a.m. Monday morning near 21st and Memorial in Tulsa. The suspect was resistant and pulled a gun after what the report describes as a scuffle with officers. Warr shot 2 officers repeatedly before fleeing the scene on foot. He remains at large. The officers, who have not been identified, are reportedly in critical condition and undergoing surgery at a nearby hospital. Authorities have not released any more details about their condition. Police continue to search for the suspect. Well, he looks crazy, so, I mean, it won't take them too long to get him. He'll be spotted out quick. Is this like his driver's license photo? What a weirdo. Let me see what y'all say. Well, let me find my chat again. And there's some real nut jobs in the world. I see something else. Lawyer couple aims AR-15 and handgun at protesters who walk past their lawn. Why would you do that if they're not bothering anything? Uh-oh. Keep my volume down. Please take it away, Jamie said. Yeah, his picture is like a real weirdo. He looked like he's on something. Tulsa. Suge. I believe that's what it said, Tulsa. Oh my God, yes, crazy eyes. They always blow. I think that's a mugshot. Is it a mugshot? I didn't know because they hadn't arrested him yet, but maybe it's an old mugshot. He looked like he's jacked up on something. He's just ruined his life. That's what he did. He ruined his life. These officers will be lucky to make it. And he'll be going to prison for a long time. If one of them die, of course, his charges will be murder. But I'd say he'll get a long time in prison for shooting 2 police officers and about killing them. I don't know how much time that carries. Meth is a heck of a drug. Yeah. It's completely taken over the small towns. Meth is. All these doctors got in trouble and cut people off of pills. So people figured out how to make shake and bake. Warps their mind. It does something to them. Makes them crazy. Where it's got all those chemicals in it. Dangerous chemicals. He's definitely a weirdo. If that's a license pic, he's even weirder than I thought. I mean, it's like a close-up picture, too. He's definitely, I don't know, crazy or something, on something. Let's see. Oh, here's something sad. Massachusetts. Wife shot and killed by estranged husband, who then shoots himself. Joshua Pereira, 31. So he shot his wife, Amber, age 30, then shot himself Saturday morning. They had been separated. Let's see what the news clip says. If I can get it to play.
In Somerset, say a man shot and killed his wife and then himself at the home they used to share. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken McLeod. A relative of 30-year-old Amber Pereira went to the house on Thelma Avenue just after 8 this morning and found her dead. Nearby was the body of her estranged husband, Joshua, with a gun underneath him. The Bristol DA says Mr. Pereira recently moved out of the house when the couple separated. Police believe he drove over there this morning shortly before neighbors heard several gunshots. Again, the DA says it's a murder-suicide.
Oh, that's sad. And that's in where? Massachusetts. It's dangerous when you're going through a separation and stuff, especially if you've been in an abusive relationship, a controlling relationship. No, that was in Massachusetts, KDF. Thank you, Mel Mel. My future wife stayed in Massachusetts. Oh, really, Jermaine? I thought I was your future wife. So you're already cheating on me. Jermaine's a Romeo. Oh, here's something from Virginia. Virginia couple charged in 1.4 million coronavirus scam. Nabbed at airport, trying to flee to Poland. What in the crap? Virginia couple's been charged with fraud after they allegedly received over 1.4 million in proceeds under the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, meant to help businesses struggling because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Monica Jaworska, 43, and her husband, Tariq Jafar, 42, were arrested on June 20th at the JFK International Airport as they tried to flee to Poland. The pair allegedly submitted 18 PPP loan applications to 12 financial institutions in April and May, using the names of 4 different business entities. Each of those applications contained materially false statements, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, specifically claiming that certain payroll tax returns for businesses had been filed with the IRS when they had actually not been filed. Oh, they're screwed. It's a shame people try to take advantage of, the government trying to help during a pandemic, and then, they got a scam, be greedy. Do they really think they're going to get away with this? Okay, the 3 of the financial institutions dispersed 4 loans totaling 1.5 million, the U.S. attorney said. So, an affidavit filed by the Small Business Administration said the applications used fake IRS forms, saying the businesses supported dozens of employees, but an investigation revealed that the business did not exist. They didn't even have a business. It was all a scam. Most of the dispersed funds were frozen, but Jafar managed to withdraw at least $30,000 in cash. So he's got a court appearance. Oh, Jaworska, she's got a court appearance Wednesday. People are so greedy. I see they're also looking for Jeffrey Epstein's partner in crime, that Ghislaine lady. I think the yacht that her dad used to own showed up somewhere. I have to go look and see. I don't think she's on it. Oh, congratulations, Julie. This stuff has really ruined my 2 brothers, Julie. Methamphetamine. It's fried their brains. I can't even talk to them. I mean, oh my gosh. It's a mess. Yes, I'm busy man. Future wife number 3, light feather. Tremaine, are you polygamous? Tremaine's trying to be a polygamist on us. I detest Ghislaine Maxwell. That's her name. I'll read you the article. It says, what's going on? super yacht linked to Epstein Madam Ghislaine Maxwell sighted in New Zealand. A luxury yacht has turned up in New Zealand that is linked to Jeffrey Epstein's confidant Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Who is believed to be hiding from authorities and victims of the late billionaire accused of sex abuse and trafficking of teen girls. The yacht was recently seen in Auckland, I think that's how you say it, after it sailed from Australia. But crew members would not say who is on board the boat or how long it has been in New Zealand. Maxwell, 58, receded from public life in 2016 after allegations mounted against Epstein. She was thought to be hiding in France, where she was born, and had been living, at least for a time, in an apartment in Paris's ritzy 8th arrondissement, something like that. The 190-foot vessel was owned previously by Maxwell's father, British newspaper publisher Robert Maxwell, who had named the boat Lady Ghislaine after his daughter. The yacht is now named Tully and is reportedly registered with the company in France. So it sailed from Sydney to New Zealand in January, it said. Okay, a New Zealand website, stuff.com, reports that the crew has declined to answer questions about who might be aboard. Well, if she's not aboard there, why wouldn't they just, mistake, scroll. Why wouldn't they just say, hey, she's not on here? It says the boat was originally built in 1986. Okay, and then Robert Maxwell purchased it. I think the previous owner was killed. I can't pronounce his name. It's Jamal Khashoggi or something like that. But Robert Maxwell was reportedly found dead floating near the yacht in 1991 by the Canary Islands. It was not clear whether his death was a result of natural causes or was accidental or intentional. But it was later revealed that he had grafted money from his company's pension fund. Well, his daughter learned from the best, didn't she? The boat was also sold to an American buyer in 1992 and renamed Lady Mona Kay. According to The Sun, Ghislaine Maxwell's Paris apartment is owned by a Normandy billionaire friend who has allowed her to live in it. The unit is just a 5-minute drive to Epstein's apartment, which authorities raided in September. The last confirmed sighting of Maxwell was in March on Avenue, on a street in Paris, we're just going to say, before France went into lockdown because of COVID-19. They're offering like a $12,000 reward for information about Maxwell that leads to them making contact. They'll pay you $12,000. The FBI and Epstein victims are seeking to question Maxwell about her relationship with Epstein and her involvement in the alleged abuse. Investigators believe she helped procure girls for Epstein and was intimately involved in his operations. How could she do that as a woman? How could she find him little teenage, underage girls and her a woman? How could she do that? Knowing these little girls was going to be sexually abused, raped by this man. She's a sorry piece of crap. She's not a woman. How does she sleep at night? Piece of crap. Makes me so mad. She knew what he was going to do to these women. She didn't care. He was giving her money. She's an evil, evil person. Coward hiding out. Piece of shit. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yes, she did, and she participated in the sick sex stuff they did. Verbal. Oh my gosh, I thought she was just like found the girls, which is bad. It's even more sick finding out she participated. I don't know, Bird Mary. How can a woman do that to another woman? I'll never understand. They said she had sex with them in threesomes. Oh my gosh. That is so sick. Her crimes are still needing punishment. We're talking hundreds of girls. Yeah, they even had an island, pedophile island. Sickos. Somebody like her, they need a slow punishment. I'll just keep my thoughts to myself, but she needs to have a punishment where she's begging for mercy. I can't believe a woman would do that. Sick people. How does she sleep at night? It just bumfuzzles my mind. I don't even know what to say. People like that couldn't have a heart or a conscience. We know they don't have morals, ethics, anything like that. Maxwell is just as bad as Epstein. People will do anything for money. Anything. It's sick. Some people will. Let me put it that way. Some people will do anything for money. I'm disgusted thinking about it. I'll tell you something that really disgusted me the other day. I think it was yesterday. I was reading an article on Crime Online. It's about this retired school teacher. I believe he's from West Virginia. They called him Master. He went by Master Thorn or something like that online. And I read the arrest affidavit of what he got set up. He was talking to an undercover agent online, and he thought he was talking to a 40-year-old woman. And he had planned to go move into this 47-year-old woman's house and molest her daughters and her niece. And I read the affidavit, and the things that he said to that undercover agent online was sickening. I had to get up. I about got sick. The things that he was telling this woman that he was going to do to her children. This is a 70-some-year-old man, too. It was sick. Thank God they busted him. The things that he said, I can't even repeat. I wouldn't even read it to y'all on here. It was so sick. So I wonder how many children that man has molested in his lifetime. I bet you there's quite a few. Him 70-some years old and into things like that. He had, what the undercover agents did, they said, like I said, he thought he was meeting this woman. They said, oh, come up here and just meet us at such and such place, and then, you can follow me to my house. When he got there, they arrested him. He had brought sex toys to use on those little girls. He had bought candy. He was going to give them chocolate candy when they done a sexual favor for him. All kinds of crap. It was sick. Thousands, CC. Thousands of girls she did that way. And this man I'm talking about, this Master Thorne, he was a school teacher. I could about bet you my life he molested kids he taught. Maybe they'll come out now. Maybe they'll go to authorities and tell their stories if he abused any. now that it's made, the headlines. He was so dumb the whole time. He thought he was really going to go get to molest this woman's kids. And it was an undercover agent just feeding him a line of crap. See, I don't view that. Some people say, oh, that's entrapment. I don't view that as entrapment. I view that as catching someone, a predator. Catching them before they go hurt a child. Sick. I'd like to be master for a day. Yeah. He was telling that undercover officer, have you told the girls that I'm coming to see them? He sent a picture of his penis to the undercover agent. And he said, did you show your daughter my penis? What did she say? It was all kinds of crazy, sick crap. He said that he didn't plan on having sex with them, just molesting them. It's the only way I know how to put it. I'll give y'all the link to the article, Mac. His name is, he does Master Thor is what he went by online. I can't, Thorn, I think it was. If I can find the article, this was a couple days ago. Let's see if I can find it. Here, I'll give you the link. I don't even want to show his picture. It disgusts me. He also had handcuffs with him, guys. Let me get back into my chat. I'll give you the link. I'll read it to you. Now, in this article, you can read everything that he told the officers. The affidavits included. There it is. Hold on. Oh, no, he's not from West Virginia. My bad. He's from Tennessee. A Tennessee man will spend over a decade in prison after FBI agents busted him for arranging a meetup with young children as part of his violent sadomasochistic, I can't say it, fantasies. Y'all know what I mean. His name is Thomas Monty. He is 73 years old, and he's from Murfreesboro. And he's known as Master Thorn online. And he thought he was talking to a 42-year-old woman on ALT.com and Kike Messenger when he arranged to meet two children for sexual abuse. An undercover FBI agent was actually on the receiving end, posing as the woman while chatting with Monty. According to investigators, Monty expressed interest in graphic and violent sexual conduct with the children during online chats that lasted around 2 months. In October 2019, Monty made arrangements to meet the children, while unbeknownst to him, he actually made arrangements to meet the undercover agent. The suspect drove 10 hours from Tennessee to Virginia with the intention of living with the woman and the children, where he would engage in sexual acts with the minors. When Monty arrived at the designated meeting spot on October 3rd, he was confronted by the FBI Child Exploitation Task Force. Authorities arrested Monty and found numerous items inside his car, including, in part, sex toys, candy, metal chains, handcuffs, and ball gags. Located in his vehicle were several items he had previously told the undercover agent he was bringing. These included, among other items, a package of Reese's peanut butter cups, a can of chili, a new rope, massage oil, and a suitcase full of various sex toys and objects. And if anybody wants to read that, I put the link in. At the bottom of the article is the affidavit if you want to read it. But I do warn you, it's pretty graphic and it's pretty sick. I can't even stand to look at his picture after I read that yesterday. I don't know how I missed that was in Tennessee and he drove to Virginia. For some reason I was thinking he was from West Virginia for some reason. A can of chili, I know. I was like, he must be a cheap ass sicko. He will die in prison, Lisa, right where he needs to be. He's probably molested numerous girls over the years, maybe even boys. Seems like that he liked little girls. Oh, there's a lot of female teachers that go after little boys, very Mary, a lot. Did he have a robe with him, Lisa? Yeah, I'm still stuck on that can of chili, yeah. Well, I know what the chocolates were for because I read the affidavit. He was going to give the chocolates to the little girl for doing sexual favors. This man is sick. He actually straight out told that undercover agent, which he thought he was talking to a woman, he said, I'm not going to F them. That's what he said. I'm not going to do that. And he described what else he was going to do. I'm not going to repeat. Sick. So if you read that, be prepared. Well, guys, I guess I better get off here and I'm going to go check on Annabelle real quick. Cut her some limbs. My little goat, she likes to eat leaves. She can't reach any over in her field. So I got me a little tool and I just go cut her limbs that's got leaves on it. Burble, you do not probably want to read that. To be honest, you will be really mad. It's sick. They always put them in protective custody. You know something that shocked me? I used to watch, what was it? I think it's called Lockup. I don't know. They show like the prison behind the scenes. Well, this was a prison in Tennessee. And they showed all the women that were convicted sex predators. And it really shocked me how many there were. This one woman, she was telling her story, and she's like, yeah, I abused my neighbor's 10-year-old little boy. This was like a big old huge woman, too. My mouth just dropped like. Back then, I didn't realize that. I was ignorant. I didn't realize there's just as many little boys molested as little girls. And that women molest kids too. I guess I was ignorant back then. That's been several years ago. Oh, no problem, Mac. You can tell me tomorrow what you think about that after you read it. It's pretty sick. Oh, happy birthday to your son, KDF. Yeah, y'all have a great day. And I will see y'all tomorrow. It's been a good chat. If there's any updates or anything, of course, I'll do a video and let y'all know. I'm looking for a break to be coming in the Suzanne Morphew case soon. Something's going to give. I'm looking for an arrest soon. I really am. I believe the cops are on to something. That's why they're keeping their mouth shut. Women offenders are a breed unto themselves. Yeah, I'd like to know I'd like to get you up here, Mac, and ask you questions about that because you know a lot. about how people's minds work and stuff. But anyways, y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Be kind. Stay out of trouble. Peace.